Something else that needs to consistently happen, whether we're doing network troubleshooting or network maintenance, is communication. You want to be able to communicate with your team members. You want to be able to communicate with the end users. And this communication needs to happen during the process, during the troubleshooting, in other words. I remember many times when troubleshooting a network issue, I'll be in one building working on one piece of equipment, and somebody else, they'll go to another building to check out another piece of equipment, or they'll check out a fiber pair there. Well, we needed to be in communication to understand what the other person was doing. If that other person were to disconnect a fiber pair on a patch panel in one building, I might need to know that because that might cause me to lose connectivity. And I thought, is it because of this command I just typed into the router? No. Now I understand that somebody in this other building disconnected a fiber pair. You need to have good communication with your team during the process. And if this is going to be a long fix, somebody has reported a problem and you're going to have to get in a new piece of equipment, it's going to be a day or so, you might want to communicate to the end user as well, the person that reported the issue, saying that the fix is going to take a little longer than expected. Here's what's happening. We've got this equipment ordered. Let's keep the end user up to date. And sometimes when we're in a prolonged troubleshooting situation, we might have one person doing the troubleshooting during the day, and then they need to hand off that task to someone that comes in overnight. I remember when I was working at a university, we had a Cisco 7500 series router. And the specific version of Cisco iOS and a specific module that we had installed, they weren't compatible. We were having some issues. And we opened up a TAC trouble ticket. TAC, that's Cisco's Technical Assistance Center. And this was a prolonged process to get this fixed. I remember that one network engineer worked on it overnight. They were on the phone with Cisco TAC in the middle of the night, and the TAC engineers were writing us a custom version of Cisco iOS. And this was a prolonged process, and I came in the next morning to take over for him, and he was able to tell me exactly what was going on. And I understood that, okay, here in a little while, I'll be downloading this new version of Cisco iOS. We'll apply it to the router, and we'll see if that fixes our issue. But we need to communicate during the process, not just so we know what someone is doing right now, but so that we can turn over the troubleshooting to someone else if we need to go home and somebody else is coming in. And we also need to communicate after the process, after we've completed the troubleshooting. We need to communicate to the end user that it is fixed. And remember my statement from earlier, which was a problem is not fixed until the user believes it's fixed. Make sure you get user confirmation. Whoever reported the issue, do they agree that the issue is truly resolved? It's not just resolved to your satisfaction. The specific thing that they were doing, the thing that they were seeing, it's now fixed. And you also want to communicate with your team. What did you learn from this troubleshooting process? What was the underlying issue? And can something be done to prevent this type of thing from happening in the future?